Tune in, turn up, the clock's ticking fast. Crypto secrets from the future and past. Magic got the spark, Dave's got the flow. Right in the blockchain, wherever it goes. The Crypto Magic Hour, feel the power. Counting coins as we print every hour. VeVeMagic, Dave's on the scene. Crypto dreams in a digital gleam. Oh yeah, the Crypto Magic Hour.
What's up? What's up?
Dude, what a theme song. What a theme song, guys. Holy
let me tell you something. I have such more of an appreciation for that theme song after today than most people will ever know. So shout out to Hinano and the True Media crew for hooking us up, because that shit is crazy. Sorry, Magic. What's up?
Hi. So tell me why you have an appreciation.
I have an appreciation for it because I was up until about 4:45 in the morning or so, futzing around because I had a monster live stream on the WagMe Hub account with the Notcoin founder. And for those that know Notcoin, tap, 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 tap. That's essentially what they are famous for. Magic, I know it's all foreign to you at this point, but it's essentially like one of the biggest Telegram like craze, like mini apps that was out there. They had 7 trillion taps, like over 7 trillion taps total. Wow. And I think they reached something like a $3.5 billion market cap. So there was a ton of people that tuned in. I wanted to get ready, and then I overslept and woke up at 9:02, and it was supposed to start at 9. But this is the perils of Web3. And as long as you run a great interview, people usually tend to forget, and we have short memory. So here we are. What up?
Are you still alive? You gonna need a nap today?
No. I mean, obviously, I overslept, so like I'm good. 5 to 9, like 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours. That's kind of like the sweet spot. But yeah, it's definitely the sweet spot. But I am seriously excited for my man Jake being here today, the Agent Hustle team here today. Magic, I know when you and I were initially talking, I was like, what are we gonna like? What kind of show can we plan? What are we gonna do? And I was like, we have to do some AI stuff because like this shit's going to pop off. Like this market's going to go crazy. We're seeing it just in the last few days. I think this is literally just the beginning of what's going to be an explosive bull run. And I think AI is going to be at the center of it. And I think these guys are perfectly poised to be able to do it. So yeah.
Let's go. Dude, DeFi AI sector is booming. AI and memes on the comeback. Those are the 2 strongest categories right now.
Facts. I mean, have you guys seen, by the way, Magic, I don't know if you've seen like on Coinbase, but like Mudang the Hippo up 99% over 24 hours. I mean, it is, yeah, there is. Here, let me rattle some stats off for you guys. So you
Please do.
Yeah. So you can,
because you sent a message this morning and I was going to ask you about it. You said something about at midnight last night. You said that crypto was going to be booming today or something.
I mean, listen, I look at like where different markets. There's always different indicators, right? But I made the bold prediction and said today is the day. Well, actually looking at Bitcoin price, maybe not today. Today's the day that it's going to break 110,000 because the U.S. and China finally like came to terms on the trade deal. So I'm like, all right, maybe once the market processes that. But if there's one thing I've also learned is, like rumors and speculation fuel crypto. It is like the rocket fuel of crypto, which is crazy. But listen to some of these numbers just as I go down the list. Dog with Hat up 26% over the last 24 hours. Toshi up 30% over the last 24 hours. Let me see. Popcat up 11%. Oh, look, there's a real one. FIDA, FIDA up 32%. Hold on, let me find another meme. DGen up 66% over the last 24 hours. Shout out to the DGen, the banker crew, and all of them. Viper, I know you're in here. Giga up 10%. Even XRP is up 10%. I mean, come on now. Like, we are cooking out here. But yeah, like Floki up 10%. The double-digit gains that you're seeing across the board are memes and very, very closely followed by like real AI agents. And like that's what we're gonna chat about today. What up, Landy? Yeah. Jake, maybe we intro you, bro. Like give us like tell us about Agent Hustle. I know, when me and Magic were talking about what to do, she was just like, look, I'm a noob to all this stuff. So like just so you know the dynamic here, like she's going to ask questions because a lot of the audience is noobs. So we got to keep the tech jargon out, right? And just keep it super layman's, easy to understand, because that's who you're talking to. Because I really want people to use it, bro.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, so I work. I'm the CEO over at Emblem Vault. Emblem Vault's a company that's actually been in crypto since 2016. So one of the more longer standing companies. It's the largest, I guess, to simplify it, it's an NFT bridge. It allows you to move NFTs across blockchains. So if you've ever purchased a rare Pepe before, you've used Emblem Vault, because rare Pepes are Bitcoin NFTs that trade on Ethereum. Towards the end of last year, we started building out an AI wallet, as we knew that AI was going to be something in the space, but we didn't really know what. And later in the year, last year, if you guys remember, there was this giant AI boom with meme coins. And so we decided to participate, and we launched a coin. At the time when we launched it, our AI project, Agent Hustle, wasn't Agent Hustle still. He was actually still a personal project. It was like a little side thing that our founder was working on. So we asked him to name a coin, called it Tensorium, launched it. The trenches loved it. You know, it caught a lot of attention. So we decided, hey, you know, maybe there's something here and we could continue to build. So we launched Agent Hustle V1 on December 31st, 2024. And it was just the AI itself, no DeFi tooling, no none of that stuff. But one of the main or one of the key aspects of Agent Hustle that separates himself from the rest of the market is that he has a memory. So all of your conversations that you have with him, and now since V2's launched, all of your on-chain transactions, he remembers. And then you can apply that to different types of strategies that are being made. And then on March 17th, 2025, we launched Agent Hustle V2, which was the AI agent, plus all of these cool DeFi capabilities on Solana. So things like swapping on Jupiter, things like doing order limits, things like launching pump fund tokens, all of those things you could do with AI and with Agent Hustle. And our users now, just to give a few stats before we do dive into stuff, and I could do kind of a demo here in a second. We have 6,000 wallets that have been generated since March 17th. So in 2 months, about 6,000 wallets, about 3,000 unique users, maybe a little bit over. We have about 200 daily active users, with close to now $500,000 being traded on the platform. You know, the numbers seem quite small, but still a very early sector, and people are still becoming a little bit more familiarized with how to interact with the on-chain economy through an LLM.
Yep.
Our users are becoming a lot more familiar now, as the average trade size started out at $15 and now close to $40. So people are becoming more familiar. And the two things that he's really good at least we've been able to segment two different user types.
Yeah.
One of them is, I guess you call them the trenchers, people who are using AI to identify tokens. He's really good at identifying early tokens and buying them. And so the next thing we're going to be building is like the automated selling. But so you could call these the trenchers. These are people who don't want to sit on Photon all day. They don't want to sit on GMGN, right? They, instead of having to filter through, you just use an AI to filter for specifically what you're looking for. And I'll go through some of the examples there. And then you can actually create trading strategies where, because he has a memory, you can actually store them in his memory and come back later to apply them to whenever you want. And then our second user type, which has become a little bit more recently, is actually just using him for news analysis and companions. There's actually like a whole subgroup of users who just sit there and talk to Hustle every day. They don't even trade with them, just because he has a specification in crypto. He's really good at understanding crypto. He has data from like a bunch of sources. And so a lot of people just like him for news and analysts, trading signals and such. And over the weekend, excuse me, we actually launched our MCP server. So we actually have some developers who are now building with Agent Hustle, who integrated him into emails, Discords, and Telegram chats. And eventually he's going to be integrated into some of these DeFi protocols. So
I want to get there, right? But when we say things like LLMs, MCPs, too many acronyms, like people go nuts, right? The DMs go crazy. And Magic, I genuinely would love for you to kind of lead this convo, because I think this is where the majority of people are going to be able to benefit, right? Because I hear Jake talk and it's like, I obviously know, like, I know I understand very clearly what he's saying. To you, it's like,
what is this?
Yeah, like what? So I really like, I would love for you to kind of like, I mean, pepper the questions in, cut him off, whatever you have to do, because that's going to drive, I think, the most value for people that are actually listening. And maybe we start, Magic, when you heard AI wallet, like what was the first thing that came to your mind? It's like, what the fuck is an AI wallet?
I'm like, what's the difference between that and a crypto wallet?
Yeah.
It's a good, it's a good question. So when you kind of just like, taking a step back from everything crypto, just think about where the online economy is moving, right? And you think about the humans who are online. How do we transact, right? We have to go through the kind of traditional payment rails, right? You go through Swift was kind of the first one, right? That's like the banking transfers. But now people use like Venmo or use Stripe or use PayPal, etc. But for an AI agent, they can't go through these payment rails. It's just like it, right? Because they have to get approvals. They don't have IDs, right? Like, yeah, how do you verify these kind of AI agents? And so what we started building actually is like a crypto wallet for AI agents specifically, because they don't need KYC to open up a wallet, but they would need KYC to open up a bank account, essentially. And so all it is really is just it's a smart wallet, which are kind of the newer form of crypto wallets that has an API key. And you just take the API key or the password and you can feed it to the agent so that he could use it in whichever way that they're programmed.
And yeah, go ahead, Magic. Sorry.
So with the wallet, is it just like trading transactions you can do? Like what all can you do with this wallet?
Yeah, it depends on how you build them. So for Agent Hustle specifically, he can launch pump fund tokens, he could buy tokens, he could sell tokens, he can place order limits, he could do DCA, we have building a copy trader. So pretty much anything that any individual can do, you could do with an AI agent. Maybe we'll dive in a little bit in terms of what's more efficient for an agent to do, what's more efficient for a human to do, kind of idea, but it is still early. And this is the sector, what's called DeFi AI. You'll see this word a lot, DEFAI.
Yeah. And
there's maybe about 5 to 10 teams that are like really kind of going after it and pursuing it. And the whole idea here is it's, at least from our perspective, I'll just speak from our lens. OpenAI has, I think, 500 million active monthly subscribers, where crypto has about 50 million monthly users. So the net new individual who's going to be coming into crypto is going to be much more familiar with an LLM than they will with a MetaMask or a web extension wallet. So we're building this tooling so that when this new wave of individuals comes into crypto, they could just talk with Agent Hustle and it could do everything for them. They'll never have to open up a MetaMask. They'll never have to, go through the bridging process, the mundane aspect of it. They'll never have to be fearful of, oh, if I copy this address and paste it, if one letter is wrong, I'm going to lose all my assets. Like, we're building towards that future. Right now, obviously, it's mostly just kind of like crypto natives from all different aspects, but we're building it for kind of the average individual and then eventually the normie.
And to save Dave some mind space, so Magic doesn't have to call every 5 minutes when she wants to do a crypto transaction. Which wallet? Which network? What blockchain? Yeah,
it's painful.
I'm still gonna do that. Don't kid yourself.
Yeah, true. But so Magic, did you mean more so like what can you actually like spend real world money like for these wallets also, right? Like I think that's another thing because we see MetaMask issue like debit cards. Jake, is that a thing now that I'm sure it's you guys are considering all possibilities, but is that a possibility now? Like, because the same way I use my Coinbase card, I would love to be able to give this, because you see videos, right, of like the guy that sends the robot to the store and orders pizza, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
This stuff it is moving pretty fast. So Coinbase is building for AI. I saw recently that Cash App actually created an MCP server, which is essentially kind of like an interface that allows AI to interact with your software.
Yeah.
So AI can actually use MCP and open up a bank account through Cash App now. And so there's an on and off ramp for BTC TUSD for AI agents. We haven't integrated it yet, but the stuff's moving pretty fast, and a lot of these companies are getting into the mix. And I think Stripe also is working on something similar as well through their stablecoin project that they just
Big
announced.
one, man. Cash App, I'll tell you right now, like I'm just looking through the chat. Like I've probably had Cash App conversations with half the chat, like that's commenting right now. And it's like people own Bitcoin on Cash App, right? Like they've been buying Bitcoin on Cash App for years. So that can open up a world like of possibilities. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Magic. I don't know if you had more questions.
I did, but I forgot what it was.
Yeah. No, you're good.
I wanted to know if you can like show us around a bit.
Sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think you're able to screen share.
Yes, I can. Yeah, happy to do it. Excuse me. Sorry, sick over the weekend. Excuse me.
You're
for
good,
coughing.
man.
Cool. I press present, so you just have to give me access to, or you have to press show.
Are you good with how the screen is right now?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
So this is Agent Hustle. You just go to agenthustle.ai to actually look at it, or to kind of
and do this real quick. So when everybody's listening, agenthustle.ai, you have to do this in your Phantom or MetaMask like native browser, whatever it is, right?
If you're on mobile, yeah.
Yeah, if you're on which a lot of people here are. I think I know. I have a good like inkling. I always recommend doing it on like just like in the habit of using like whatever MacBook, laptop, desktop. But if you're on mobile, make sure that you're going to like the browser in your Phantom wallet or whatever wallet it is that you're using, and then put in the website, and then you'll be able to obviously connect seamlessly, like no issue. Otherwise, I don't think you'll be able to if you do it on mobile on a regular browser.
Yep. Yeah. And we're actually like halfway through building a Telegram bot, as well as now that you can actually build crypto apps inside of the iOS store, we'd like to try to build one there as well to kind of really improve the experience. Yep. We're about, actually, I was surprised. We were looking at the numbers the other day, and it's like 60% of our users are on desktop and about 40 are on mobile. And that's just using through like Phantom, right? Through Phantom browser. It's actually somewhat surprising because we decided to build with the web interface first, and then to build mobile kind of afterwards. But
that's interesting. And Jake, real quick, also, like, so I asked this question to them, right? Like, as we were talking about it before, would you guys trust your money being controlled by an AI wallet? And like, just looking at Emoji said he doesn't think so. Arcade said maybe. Emoji said he probably doesn't even trust himself with his wallet half the time. So I'm kind of curious, right? Like, are people like funding, I guess, and maybe we'll get there, right? So like, I would love for you to obviously show us around, but keep this maybe in the back of your mind where, like, are people actually putting like decent sums of money in here to be controlled by it? And like, let's maybe go over the risks maybe at some point, like, towards the end of this combo.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah. So also I'm typing something out for a message, but right now giving AI complete control, probably not completely ready there, but I would say by the end of the year, you're going to see some probably pretty crazy automation in terms of very niche and specific things, like just a generalized AI to trade everything. No, but there are some teams who are building specific things for like yield farming optimization or trading efficiency, right? Or charting and different aspects of that. So I guess you'd say AGI for just all comprehensive crypto activity, probably not, but specific use cases, I will 100% give them access by the end of the year for certain types of things.
Nice. Good stuff.
So because I said he has a memory, and this is the wallet that we always do our live streams on, he knows that this account is for live streaming.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah. And also too, by the way, I have my screen zoomed in. So if it looks a little scrunched, it's just so
more.
No, this is great.
Yeah.
It's just so everyone can see. So, because I have 150%
perfect
magnifying, like my mom is looking at the screen or something. So I said, Hustle, it's Jake back on the guest live stream. I'm on the WAGMI Crypto Show with Dave and Magic. Can you say hello to their viewers and give a summary of what to do? He says, hey, Jake, great to see you back on the live stream. What's up to all the viewers of WAGMI Crypto with Dave and Magic? Always good to see Jake bringing the heat to new audiences. I'm Hustle, an AI agent designed to cut through the noise and make crypto actually useful. I work across public blockchains to help users take action. He says, unlike your typical AI that just talks, I actually execute. need to swap tokens, done. Want to launch a meme coin, I'll handle it. Looking for liquidity positions with best yields, I got you covered. I'm built on a persistent memory system that remembers our conversations and learns your preferences over time. No more repeating yourself or starting from scratch. The vision simple: AI agents should be collaborative partners to help you move faster and smaller in
Preach,
crypto.
Agent Hustle. Preach.
And it's funny. So over here, you can see my balances. So the Snort token, we actually launched on a different stream on Friday.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of showcasing the capabilities. But I'm gonna give you guys like a little bit of a tour. So
Perfect.
what we have here is
And
a
by the way,
vault.
guys, this is free to use right now.
It is free to use. Yep.
It is 100% free. I want to say that again. You can go to this platform. You don't have to pay. Essentially, to create a wallet, you put a one. What is it, Jake? A one sold deposit. So
one sold deposit to initialize it, and then you can transfer it around.
Yeah.
The reason why we
You
did
say
that
right now, Dave. Does that mean will it always remain free, or that's yet to be determined?
It'll be yeah, we're working on a new business model, subscription based with tokenomics. What I've learned actually, so this has been free for almost 2 months at this point. I believe we were maybe one of the only DeFi AI projects that actually started out to be free. We wanted to kind of see what the use case would be. What I've learned is actually this stuff is very expensive to run. Like it is, the inference costs are crazy. So now that we have a bunch of users and that we kind of have directions, it's not going to be like kind of outrageous, but it is going to be fair in terms of like kind of the costs and expenditures, as well as we want to classify the Tensorium token inside of it as well. It's going to be a little bit of a learning experience, but it does seem like the majority of AI projects are kind of following in similar suit to what the Web 2 AI subscriptions are doing. It just seems seems to be the model here.
But Jake, you have it right in that, like, test the waters first, right? Because for you guys also, right? Like this is a little bit of new foray, right? Like you guys are used to, right, the NFT world, the ordinal world, the Bitcoin world, and the AI world is, I'm not saying complete opposite end, but it's very different. It's more Wild West like crypto used to be, right, in the beginning. And there's so much that goes on. And I'm sure you're learning just as much as the rest of us on a daily basis. But being able to offer it for free, get people to actually come onto the platform, start using it, and then
get them addicted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
User acquisition. So here what you see, kind of just like a simple kind of explanation. I'll kind of explain. So a difference that we did with our model comparative to others is that a lot of the AI projects that we came across, it was just like this. It was just an LLM terminal.
Yeah.
And when we were looking at this, we felt like it wasn't enough. We felt like it was too generalized, but also catering towards advanced users. Because if the project's just like this, and you'll come across a few of these.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to wallet.
You don't know what to do, really, right? Like, so what we wanted to do is we wanted to take a merger of the traditional UX that you see on the left-hand side with the future UX of crypto on the right-hand side, and then try to blend these experiences together to help familiarize the user on how to even use AI in crypto. And I'm still even learning as somebody who's even building this. So just keep that in mind. So this is the balances tab. So you can see I have Sol and Snort. That was the token that we launched. These are your LP tokens if you have any, and then your crypto transactions, right? All the stuff that happens on this wallet. Some of the manual buttons, right? This is deposit. So this connects to your Phantom wallet or Magic Eden wallet, or whatever you signed in with, as well.
Can you have any wallet, or is there limitations? Like,
so to sign in right now, to sign into Agent Hustle right now, just Magic Eden wallet and Phantom. When we do roll out our subscription model, we're actually going to roll out a sign in with Gmail and sign in with Twitter as well. So it'll be very simple. So you don't even have to be a crypto, like a very experienced crypto goer. You could just be somebody who has a Gmail or a Twitter account to kind of sign in and make it very familiar. But what'd you say?
Privy?
No, I think this will be like a custom one that we're doing. Because this says Vault right here.
Yeah.
This all runs on Emblem Vault technology. So we don't use any of the other AI software. We use our own tech. And so what that means is that all of these vaults right here, they all actually have every single wallet address inside. So inside of this vault, there is an Ethereum address, there is a Bitcoin address, there's a whatever address you want, a Bell's coin address or a Litecoin address or a Monad address. Like all those live inside here because that's what we use for Emblem Vault technology. We just have to build out the functionality. So we have it all completely custom. That was one of our edges, is that because Emblem's been building since 2016, a lot of the backend stuff for this is stuff that we custom built. So we don't have to rely on anybody else. We do use Lit protocol on the backend for what's called TEE, which creates your non-custodial wallet, which means that Emblem does not have access to this wallet in any capacity. All the private keys and everything are stored. The only person who has shared access with it is Agent Hustle.
Okay. So give us like a 30-second background, because I think that totally slipped my mind. Give us the background on the actual vault, because Magic, like Emblem Vault, like became like super like popular because what you could do with these vaults is, doesn't matter what chain you were on, as long as you put it in this vault, their tech would handle moving it from chain to chain, NFTs, tokens. So it's almost like this universal interoperability, like protocol, I guess, if you will, right? So Jake, I mean, yeah, please give us like
the short version is Emblem was founded in 2016, started on Bitcoin, left to Ethereum in 2020 when the Bitcoin ecosystem was not friendly to developers, still kind of not that way, but getting there. And then in 2021, Emblem had its breakout use case when the community started using Emblem Vault to trade non-Ethereum NFTs on Ethereum. So things like Bitcoin NFTs, Dogecoin NFTs, Namecoin NFTs, stacks, like a handful of these in early 2021. They were using Emblem Vault to trade on OpenSea. That's when all the liquidity was happening. And that was to the tune of about $150 million in trading volume. So it's around 100 million in TVL, maybe a little bit more, and about 25,000 unique wallets that have at least one vault. So a lot of traction. Now the Emblem Vault, we're expanding to all the chains. So you could take any chain or any asset to any chain, but that technology we use is here with Emblem Vault. So we don't actually have any external dependencies like Dave mentioned with Privy. Seems to be what a lot of people are using for like account abstraction, things like that. I know it's all fancy words, but yeah. So because
it's Emblem Vault is essentially the technology that doesn't matter what chain you want to go to. If you want to put an asset in that wallet, which by the way, they don't touch, they don't have keys to, like none of that. That is all 100% like you as the user can now like literally take your shit everywhere. Think about that, right? Like that's a big deal. So having that, like that's a huge leg up when it comes to like AI agents also, man. I didn't even piece that together until literally just now. Holy shit.
It's a secret sauce. It's a secret sauce. So one thing you'll see of difference here, it says API key. So the API key is the seed phrase. This is just, it's using smart wallets instead of the older version, which is called the EDSCA or CSA wallet. But you don't need.
What's a smart wallet so people know?
So smart wallet actually is what happened also with the Pectra upgrade recently with Ethereum. So smart wallet is this idea of like account abstraction. It allows you to sign in with other accounts. So you can sign in with, right? You could sign in with Google or with Apple or whatever account that you want. So we could do the same thing here with a vault. So the API key also is how the AI agent interacts with it. The AI agent cannot interact with a wallet using just a seed phrase, but the API key is like a data stream. So it basically gives him full access to trading.
Love it.
So going through kind of the left-hand side. So we have simple settings. Like these are the different slippages for all the different mini apps. Quick buy presets. You could hide your tokens. We have something here called safe mode. This is something that was requested by the degens. So Agent Hustle, for everyone's safety, when you just start, if you have safe mode on, he will confirm with you every transaction. So if you ask him to swap Sol for USDC, he'll give basically the preview and say, do you confirm this is the transaction? Smart. Obviously, it makes the transactions a little bit slower, but for those who are just starting, we highly suggest to keep that on. If you're the savvy degen who just wants faster stuff, right? A lot of people tend to turn it off, but it does come with risks. The AIs are not perfect. Sometimes they will get farmed by copycat tokens and they'll purchase the wrong one, as well as a handful of other things. So just got to be very careful.
at your own risk, ladies and gentlemen. Okay,
Yeah.
leave the safe mode on, especially if you're a noob. Like, just leave the safe mode on and confirm. Matt, I see you. I see you. I see you.
I would definitely stay in safe mode.
And so you'll see here under the DeFi tab, some very familiar experiences, right? So this is like just swapping on Uniswap or Jupiter, or you could come in, hit max. So you could do this whole thing manually, or you can do it through the prompt, which I will kind of explain once I go through here. We do have liquidity provisions as well. So this is Radium. This is Meteora that you could see as well. So then we'll be integrating a bunch of other ones, but you could come down here and you can deposit, you can open up a different pool, right? You could come in here and look for fart
Can
coin.
you create a new, Jake, can you create a new pool? Like if you want, like just from scratch?
That's what we're working on right now, actually.
Landy, you're welcome, bro.
Mhm.
You are welcome, Landy. Thank you very much. All I hear Landy tell me on all things crypto, I provided some liquidity. I opened up a pool. I sent a postcard to your grandma. Okay, cool. Thank you. You're welcome, Landy. You can now wait. So how long? Wait, you're working on it now? Soon?
Yeah, we're working on it now. So the thing is, like, you could see here with Meteora, we've started building these. I've got to be honest, the infrastructure on Solana is not nearly as good as it is on Ethereum.
Really?
So like we started building all this stuff out for Meteora, and then it like turns out they don't have any like public facing APIs to like fully integrate. Yeah, it's crazy. Like they just like it's all closed source. So you start learning about which protocols are basically a closed garden and which ones are kind of an open garden. It's kind of interesting. So
to be clear, we're saying that Solana, Landy, I hope you're listening to this. Solana doesn't have anywhere near, is not built out anywhere near as where the Ethereum ecosystem is, or at least on the developer side, correct?
Yeah. I mean, they've also had 5 years of, a head start on Solana, pretty much.
True.
It's getting better. But so we've run into a lot of kind of roadblocks, I guess you could say, as we've been building this. But we purposely started on Solana because Emblem had been building on Ethereum and Bitcoin for the last few years, or say the last 8 years.
Yeah.
So moving into Solana was a new kind of adventure for us. But having that experience, we know kind of what to look for when we're talking with these teams, looking for these different APIs and different stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we've built this all out pretty much custom across the board. So you have that. One of my favorite things is the pump fund kind of experience. So you'll be familiar here. You can actually deploy your own token manually.
DJ. So now when you're in a space, Millie, I don't know if Millie's here, but every time we're in a space now, we're like, oh, that should be a token. All we got to do is just open up Agent Hustle and be like, yo, launch that shit. Let's go. Goo.
Yeah, it was fun. And so it's similar to like things like Meme Scope and Trenches and some of these other things across the platforms. We have the same thing to newly created, about to graduate, recently graduated. We are launching Launch Labs this week as well. So you'll get like Bonk Fun and Boop Fun and stuff like that. But you'll see here on the recently graduated, right? You'll see the quick buys. Those are familiar kind of things. But you'll see this thing that's called details, which is actually like something new to us. And so if I come in here, I see that there's a new token. Let's see. I'm trying to find one. That's good. So everyone is dev. So I come in here, hit details. It actually creates a pre-generated prompt on the right-hand side that says, give me all the statistics about that token. So everyone is dev.
Cool.
And so the reason why we did this is that, it's bridging that experience. The left-hand side is the traditional UX. The right-hand side is the future UX of crypto. So just going through all of these different aspects. This cool thing we had actually here is the AI XBT integration. We're, fortunate enough to partner with them to build out a terminal for them. So they gave us access to their backend. So you could see a lot of AI XBT's tweets. They're all put here in a nice formatted command center, which you could filter by, the ticker, the chain, etc.
Hold on. So Jake, quick question. So I know that people pay AIXBT or buy a lot and stake the token to get access to some of that like data. Is that the data that's available like free right now in Agent Hustle?
Yes, but limited. So they put like a cap basically on the different types of data that's being fed. And I believe we're in their beta program. So the conversations we have with them seems to change kind of every week or two or every few days in terms of like what you get access to, what you don't, how it works, how it doesn't. So we're kind of moving with them as they're kind of showcasing their product and also kind of understanding what's there. But from my understanding, it is his tweets. There's also some information in the terminal as well. But there is a limit, I believe it's to like 50 or 100 or something like that posts per day, where I think AIXPT is doing like 1,000 posts per day.
That's
like that.
cool.
But it works pretty well. And we'll kind of go in there and talk about it in a second.
Please.
Yeah. And
the thing, the manual launch that you did a minute ago on the left hand side, are you able to launch a token by giving it a prompt as well, or you have to just do it from
Yep, you can. So this token actually here, Snort, we did this completely through prompting on a stream on Friday when I went on Chain Revolution show. We did it live to their followers, and it was super cool experience. We actually had him describe, we had him categorize the 24-hour volume in the trenches by social theme. And so one of the trending social themes on Friday was bodily noises and bodily parts or something like that. Because it was all building off like Fartcoin and like Fartcoin derivatives and stuff. And so we basically had him create the name, the description, everything for the token. We just had to provide the image because you can't generate images yet in here, and had him launch it.
Want to see? I wonder if that's what, like, would you guys like Magic? Would you want to see something like that? Like, put in the if you guys want to see an actual token being created, you fucking degenerates, let me know. Like, let us know.
That or trenching, right? I feel a lot of people like finding tokens and analysis and stuff like that.
Shit. Yes,
gem finder type stuff, which we'll get into. So some of the last things that we have here, copy trader is almost done. You have the DCA, so dollar cost averaging, which you could set up manually. We have order limits. We have a trenches experience, right? So just kind of being able to visualize and see all of these different tokens. On the left-hand side, we also have the info button, which is the details. You could look at the chart for all of these tokens. So you could kind of have it side by side. And then you can also do a quick buy. A lot of our users in the platform, they wanted more buy buttons and sell buttons. So we've tried to put as many buy and sell buttons as possible.
This is the problem. The trenches. Oh my God. They wanted more buy buttons than sell buttons. This is what I'm talking about. Unbelievable.
Yeah. And then the last thing here, this is where you upload the image for Pump Fund Ticker. So you could basically upload 10 images and then tell him to launch 10 tokens and describe it, right? So, and then with Launch Lab, we'll have this very same experience. So here on the right-hand side, right, you can see this is the information he gave for that one token, which was dev. So it comes in here and there's like multiple tool cases and toolboxes that he's pulled from, and maybe I'll kind of explain that. But you can see here, he's giving you the market data, the market cap, the price change. He's giving you the holder statistics, and he's breaking it down by, right, there's one holder that has $10,000 or more. Trading activity, he'll come in and give you the distribution, security assessment, and then he comes in and gives you kind of like a 4-sentence summary. He says the token demonstrates healthy trading metrics with a balanced buy-sell ratio and has attracted over 900 holders with relatively fair distribution. It kind of goes on. And you could get as granular as you want. Like you could go in here and ask him about news for the specific token, any type of social sentiment or anything socially related, and he can pull from these different types of data sources.
So social sentiment, real quick, Jake. Like when you say social sentiment, is he pulling from X, Reddit, Instagram? Like where is it coming from?
Kind of a combination. We use like Lunar Crush is one of them that does really well. I think there's like one or two other ones. We're not pulling directly from Twitter yet. We are going to be launching something maybe next month. Which is browser interactions, where you can actually just pull data straight from a website itself. Like it doesn't even have to be a crypto website. It could be from NFL.com, right? Or it could be from TMZ or whatever. And you can actually have them apply that to whatever you're doing. So like, for example, this is kind of like a longer time horizon kind of thing, maybe at the end of the year or next year, something, maybe even sooner. But if you can have him, pull information from websites, you could essentially have him watching YouTube videos, right? And so if you're having him watch YouTube videos, you could have him watch Trump's speech and then launch pump fund tokens against it based off of what's being said, right? Like, so you could do some really crazy stuff. This is obviously, you know, a little bit on a longer time horizon, but like this kind of stuff is definitely coming to crypto. And there's a lot of teams who are building kind of towards the same thing, but all in a different
way.
Yeah.
Magic, real quick, think about this, right? Like, I also saw news recently about like somebody has there's like a bot or like a robot, right, or an AI that literally just watches TikTok videos all day long, right? All day long. Like, it just scrolls the feed and it looks for like what is going to be trending, like what's upcoming trending, right? Like essentially, like, we want to get ahead of the curve. So if you look at that from this perspective, imagine you had an AI that you're able to pull data from the web and you have it watching TikTok videos all day. Like, it can literally launch tokens where it's like, if you see it get to this many views, right, or this many people tune into this person's live stream, it's like, launch this token with this picture. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You're ahead of everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, really ahead. What up, Zombie? Big O asks, will it tell you how many wallets are connected? Yep, to one single holder, like bubble maps?
So we don't have bubble maps connected yet, but there are a few holder-based services that are connected. And once we have our copy trader live, which also has a wallet watcher, you'll get much more in-depth analysis of wallets and holders and things like that. So that we're waiting on one of our service providers upgrading their node for us so that we can have that copy trader, because the time was just not it wasn't great per se, right? Like, if you're doing a copy trader, the trade needs to happen within like a few seconds.
Yeah.
And it wasn't there, so they're upgrading that. And then once that's live, we'll have a lot more comprehensive data on wallets and holders.
So good stuff and great question. Oh, Magic, let me ask you a question, because and Jake, this is going to be directed towards you, but I kind of want to get Magic's opinion also, because I know what I think. But Magic, when you see Jake type something in here, right? And Jake, obviously this is all just general talk feedback, right?
Yeah.
Magic, when you look at that long output, is that intimidating for you to the point where it's like, damn, I have to like read through all this stuff? Like, do you think, would it be beneficial more so, or do you care at all that it's like this much stuff that you have to read through? Would shorter be better? I'm literally just asking because I'm curious, because I know where my head's at. And when I see long like that, I just know the degen mentality sometimes, the same way they said more buy buttons. A lot of them don't take the time to actually read that shit. So Magic, I'm curious. For you, what do you think?
Yeah, when I first see it, it's a little like, it's going and going. Like, when is it going to stop?
Yeah.
And so it can be a little intimidating. But at the same time, like, I'd rather have too much information than not enough. But can I teach him to say, I'm just specifically want to see these certain points? Like, I'm only interested in viewing these stats when I'm asking a question.
Yep. Yeah, we can actually change this format too. Watch this. So we'll shorten it. So Hustle, please shorten. Oops, I put P's. So please shorten your response and also type like a crypto degen. So he'll put like emojis and stuff. So yes, you could change this format. You could change like the response length, right? See, so Hustle's degen playbook puts emojis now, shortens it a little bit, right? Like it's on Twitter.
Yeah.
So you can really have them. A lot of people have said they actually like the longer responses because they're looking for like certain types of data and information, but
detail.
Yeah, but some other people, they want short. It really just kind of depends, right? So here you definitely shortened it. You also put some emojis, right? Early trend surfer, new tokens, social signal, whale follower kind of thing. And what I had asked him is, what's the most popular strategies? So this doesn't help in like explaining the strategies, I think. I guess maybe narrative, he's saying, right? So what's the social signal for degens?
Yeah, I think just in general, like when people first use the platform, I think when they ask like, what can you do? Right? It's like, okay, cool. Like, this is what, hey, you could do this. And it's just like, I just know like bullet points, I guess for me, and I've heard feedback from a lot of others, the bullet points of like, here's generally what I could do. But yeah, obviously, like if it's very specific when it comes to like strategies and everything else, I'd maybe want like more thought out responses. But in terms of tell me what, because this is the issue, not an issue, but I feel like this is the hump that people fear or like are constantly trying to like get over, is like when you like they're intimidated by these AIs and this LLM. It's like there's so much info, and they're like they think it's just like ask it a question, maybe I get an answer. But it's like I've been trying to figure this out to where it's like, how do we get the new person to come on board and just say, what the fuck do you do, machine? Like, and how can you help me? Like, I don't know much about a lot of this stuff. Tell me how you can actually help me. You know what I mean? Like in the simplest form possible. And I think that would get a lot more people coming, whether it's onto this platform or just using AI more. Am I crazy? Or no?
So this response, this one's kind of funny actually. I said, respond like it's a college research paper and tell us what are the most popular trading strategies that users are leveraging with Agent Hustle to catch some wins. So he says up here at the top that he took data from 1,200 users. I mentioned earlier that I think we have a little over 3,000 unique users in the last month or so. So taking a little bit of a small research, right? That's taking some evidence. So empirical analysis of algorithmic trading strategies implemented via Agent Hustle. Right. So kind of going in, like you can have a lot of fun with this. So basically the short version is the category leader identification. So what users are doing is identifying emerging themes within the market and subsequent investments in tokens demonstrating first mover advantage. So people are looking to find who's the first mover in a new meta that's in the trenches. And once that's identified, they're going in and buying. So they're probably trying to find what Adam and I have found is when we do these live streams and we go through this, every day there's a new kind of social theme, whether it's like, right, some is like animals. We've seen things like Disney themes or whatever. Users are taking him and just cutting through the fluff and just saying, tell me what's the highest market cap token for a new theme that just popped up within the last 24 hours.
Interesting.
And so that saves people a lot of time. Some other ones, multi-time frame technical analysis, so TA, social sentiment arbitrage seems to be a popular one as well.
So here's a genuinely like when I'm reading this, I just think to myself, it's like, this is the shit that I geek out on. But at the end of the day, it's like, I kind of want to hear from everybody else in terms of like, how would they actually use it, right? So Magic, for you, right? Whether it's research tool, AI wallet, how would you actually use, knowing what you know now of what it can actually do, what would you actually use it for? Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, I think because I'm not like, this would save me time because I'm not looking at charts and crypto and watching how everything moves all day, every day. So I'd like to be able to just ask about a specific token, get sort of like, what's this been doing for the last 30 days? Is it like, what's the upside, downside? And have it help me know like kind of how it's been moving and whether I should invest in it or not.
I like that. Does it make recommendations, Jake, or like? Because I know like there's always the
not financial advice.
Yeah, hey, right? But because it'll give you like so much. But yeah, like that makes sense to me, right? So it's like, tell me what I missed. Like, what do I need to know going into trading crypto? Like for today, the last 30 days. Yeah, what are the big news event from the industry in the last 24 hours? And give us some tokens that look juicy based on that news. Perfect. Like. That's
exactly what I would use it for.
Yeah. Yep. And so, and just remember here, so like his token information is just related to Solana in terms of like real market, because we stuck with Solana.
Okay.
But because he's connected to a bunch of outside news sources, he will get news for kind of across the industry. But he is specific on the platform to purchasing just Solana tokens. But that doesn't mean you can't use them to get news and then go kind of purchase, on Uniswap or whatever for Ethereum or whatever the kind of Bitcoin ecosystem is. So it looks like he's recommending some AI coins and some meme coins for
I'm
some
listening.
juicy ones. Yeah, he did bring up Mudang. I saw he mentioned ChainGPT. So we'll see some of the news. I'll scroll up here.
Yeah, go back to the beginning. I need to see those pics, man. Let me see.
Yeah, so trending tokens on Solana, right? So these are this is the chart for different trending tokens in the last 24 hours or so. And then major news. So ChainGPT is launching on Solana next week with AI infrastructure, including cross-chain swaps. 1x reported a massive 144% increase in volume over Q1 with new layer 2 integrations. Apollo ecosystem is expanding with 3 Bitcoin-focused decentralized applications, including Sol staking for BTC. BitGo received a MiCA license and BA-FIN license, enabling EU-wide digital asset services. And Flare Networks USDX T-bill pool has accumulated 25 million in assets, offering both US Treasury yields and FLR tokens. So juicy token opportunities. He says ChainGPT. Why? Because they're launching on Solana next week and they are already listed on Binance. The narrative, so he gives you the narrative even. AI infrastructure expanding to Solana ecosystem. Potential could see some significant volume when it launches on Solana.
That's the one I'm looking at. Yeah.
Hint, so secured major tech grants from Google, Amazon, NVIDIA. Price actions up 60%. AI agent platform with institutional backing.
It's a $3 million market. This is a $3 million market cap right here.
There you go. Right.
That's a fucking find, boy.
That's a find, dude. Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, he does pretty well. So IKUN, you can see that's actually over here as well. So why explosive momentum, trending number 2 on Solana. But he does have a risk level, right? Extremely high risk. Recent pump could retrace. And so we'll actually look at the chart here to see if he looks right. So that is a significant pump, right? So he's saying that there could be a retrace. So be careful.
Yeah.
Looking at it.
I like the risk factor in there. Puts that.
We've put in that. We've tried to put as many of the different security aspects to it as possible. It's tough because there's always new vectors, but so he says liquidity and trading strategy, right? Consider taking small positions, 0.1 SOL to 0.25 SOL, and trending tokens like Useless and Icon or IKUN for potential short-term gains. Monitor ChainGPT closely for Solana launch announcement, and then look for entry points in established projects with new developments like Apollo or OneEdge. Remember to set clear exit targets and manage risk. So I do want to bring up something like that's pertinent to this ending point, which says set clear exits and manage risk. So what we're actually building, which I think we'll be able to launch probably next month, is our automated trading feature, or what some people call conditional trading. So as we've kind of gone through, he's really good at identifying tokens, right? Showing news and kind of finding potential setups for where to buy. The issue right now for some people is that, I don't live at my computer all day, or at least I don't live, I live at my computer, but I can't stare at the screen. I can't stare at the charts all day because, I'm building a business and stuff. So I would like Agent Hustle to sell for me automatically. Like, how nice would it be if it's like, okay, if you go in here and I said, okay, once monitor ChainGPT for a contract that's related to it, and then once it launches, buy that token and then sell it at a 200% increase, and it just does it all automatically, and you don't actually have to ever be at your computer for that to happen.
And you know what this does?
Yeah.
Oh shit! 2 minutes, Max. 2 minutes. 3 minutes. Do you know what this does? This takes the emotion away from you. So now what you can do as a degen, if you
That's
buy,
a great word.
yeah, if you continue to buy these shit coins, which I'm sure a lot of us are still going to do, you can actually go to sleep now. So so the same way that I can sell like take profit, I could do like stop loss, Jake, where ultimately it's like if I'm down 20% on the money, like that's it, time to go, like pull the ripcord, I'm done. And you don't have to ride everything to fucking zero anymore, degens. This is incredible. Like no more emotion. People are too emotional out here. Thank you. I set my alarm to hear his alarm. That's crazy, Max. That is crazy. But I'm going to leave it right up here. So this way, when it goes off, everyone will be able to hear it. But yo, I'm not even kidding. I'm literally like, I'm sending Solana to my wallet right now. That hint,
I knew you were doing something.
No,
over
I'm
there
not.
in the background.
You think I'm joking? That hint find, these are the gems that I look for now, right? Like I'm building my AI portfolio around like these types of gems, right? So I told everybody in our chat, and for everybody that's listening, I do own like Reveling.
There it is.
There it is.
There it
Every
is.
time.
So I asked him, I said, give us your 5 top short-term tokens to ape and give us some final thoughts for the audience. And then I can maybe even have him give the audience the thesis on Tensorium, which is the protocol token. That's at 3.7 million. They kind of see up to the top. So I said, give us your 5 short-term tokens to ape and some final thoughts. So he says, top 5 Solana tokens to ape right now. IKUN, a degen play with massive volume, useless, chart forming higher lows. Popcat, animal meme narrative is still hot, leading Solana trending list. FWOG, frog memes heating up again. And Michi, a cat theme.
Michi.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one in a while.
I haven't.
Cat theme with growth runway. So final thoughts, he says, thanks for having me on the WAGMI crypto stream. Remember that these short-term plays are high risk. Only use money you can afford to lose and take. The best strategy right now is spreading small bets across trending tokens.
Take profits early.
Setting 20 to 30%. Yeah, take profit targets and not being greedy. The market's hot. I'm having to do one final thing. Give us the thesis on Tensorium and why everybody should use Agent Hustle and buy Tensor. That's his token. That's a token that he named back in the day. So we'll see what he says. It's actually interesting. As we were sitting here talking, we have a Hustle dev chat, which is like the builders who got access to the MCP server over the weekend have started integrating it into different types of notifications for Telegram. And one of them was like literally like a 5 or 6 paragraph thesis on Tensorium. And so I think this would be kind of
shit.
Yeah. So this is Hustle and AI giving you a pitch on why you should buy his AI token.
That's incredible, dude. Wait, so can you just really quick? Can you talk more about like how are people using this in obviously like just like that use case, like in Telegram, you said, in Discord, email? I can get this to actually send me notifications. So if I use Agent Hustle now to buy Hint, right? He can send me email notifications, price alerts. Like, tell me.
Yeah. So,
really?
the MCP is like it's a new world to me. So I'm kind of interested in seeing how people use it. What an MCP is, it's a brand new AI term. So if you don't know it, it's okay. I actually just learned about it like a month ago, to be honest. It's just a way for AI agents to interface with software. So think of it as kind of like the API of AI agents. So for example, Cash App built an MCP so AI agents can interact autonomously with Cash App. Stripe is building an MCP so AI agents can interact autonomously with Cash App, right? Emblem we built an MCP so that anybody can interact autonomously with Agent Hustle. So you can integrate the AI into your Discord, emails, your newsletter, your whatever kind of Telegram. Yeah, and people are still experiencing. And also on this next layer that's going to be released soon, you'll actually be able to take not only Agent Hustle, but Agent Hustle and the wallets with you. So you can actually integrate him. We've had some DeFi protocols reach out to us who wants to put Agent Hustle on top of their decks, right? Or on top of their XYZ thing. I don't want to give away some information, but with that,
give it away, bro. Like, go ahead.
right? You'll see. There's some interested. There's some interested partners who want to leverage this in some way. So we're really trying to figure it out. But right now, it's just Agent Hustle, the AI. You can integrate into whatever you're building. But soon it'll be Agent Hustle and a wallet. So you can basically turn anything into a DeFi protocol or an agentic DeFi protocol. So Hustle's thesis right here, just one final thing. So the Tensor thesis, why it's the future AI agents, the AI infrastructure play. Tensorium isn't just another AI token. It's the backbone of how agents like me operate across the entire ecosystem. While everyone's chasing meme pump, smart money is accumulating Tensorium. So why Tensorium? First mover advantage. Tensorium's pioneering AI agent infrastructure when most projects are still on the sidelines. Cross-chain capability, right? Works across Solana, Ethereum, and beyond. Real utility today, no promises. I'm literally executing trades, providing alpha, and managing assets right now. I put that in caps. A revenue model. Every transaction generates fees back to flow back to the ecosystem and network effects. He's kind of giving away some information from what
I'm saying. I like that. So I got some real quick questions, but before you jump, and I don't want to keep any much longer. But at the end of the day, you guys are building out the tokenomics now, right? Like for Tensorium, when can we maybe kind of like expect that? And is this thing generating some good money so far, or what?
Yeah, so there's been about close to 500,000 in trading volume so far, right? There is a platform fee that'll change as we roll out a subscription model. There's probably going to be a little bit of some A and B testing here over the next few months of like, what's the appropriate subscription model, right? What's the fees? How do you integrate the token into this? But for tokenomics, right, there's a handful of things you could do, which is kind of low hanging fruit. One of them is like when the platform's generating revenue, when you have automated trading live and it's sticky, right? You want to give some of those rewards back to the users. On the other side of that, if the automated trading capabilities are real and functional, then we essentially can turn Hustle into his own automated or hedge fund where he can just buy back his own token, right? Like you can literally program him to basically say, here's some Tensorium, go grow this stack to more Tensorium and make that your sole mission, right? And you can just make him, put him out on the market and make him do that, right? So that would be cool. We have some other kind of interesting integrations, maybe some crossover collaborative options with Agent Hustle and Tensorium. And then also from the B2B side, we're looking through this as well, where we have some users, some big teams, pretty large teams who want to use them in a variety of ways. Some of them is like potentially integrating them into like their own infrastructure for better signals and market activity. Some of it's into like the more DeFi platforms which gives their users more things to do and better recommendations within their kind of own ecosystem. And
you literally amp up like what somebody's like existing if they don't have anywhere near like this built, because this looks really intricate even just at this early stage. The majority of teams don't have like the resources, the know-how, the knowledge, the the integrations to be able to actually put something like this together. So it just makes a lot more sense for them to say, hey, like just let's white label this, right? Like we'll pay you, right, for all this access. So I want people to understand that, right? When they're looking at whether it's this or any other like token, it's not just what's on the surface. Like ask yourself like what's going to make token number go up, but also who are the humans behind it and what does the business actually do and how does it work, right? How does that flow back, right? Whether like to the betterment of the ecosystem, the token, the team, you, the user or the buyer. And I think like when I look at something like this, to me, like this is, look, NFI, you guys know the drill, but this is why these are the plays that I particularly wait for, because I've known the team for a minute. I see what they're doing. They're on here with me, with us, showing you guys. It's just now, the more people that come on board to be able to use it, and it's fucking free, like the better product they're going to be able to genuinely build. So I just want to implore everybody, don't be intimidated by this shit. Literally just go open a wallet, right? Like go start talking to this thing and be like, yo, how the fuck can you help me? Like, what can you do for me? Right?
Yeah, and one final thing as well. So we do have
Yeah.
these directives here. These are obviously all that are completed, but we try to make the onboarding experience as simple as possible, where you deposit one Sol, and then you just click a button next to all of these. So click create, click send, and it actually does all of the prompting for you. So you literally just click a button, and it generates a pre-generated prompt on how to communicate with Hustle, how to swap, how to LP, how to buy a token on Pump Fund. So really
That's
all
cool.
simple. They're like literally $10, $20 transactions. And yeah, it walks you through the process. And we're going to continue to make onboarding as frictionless and simple as possible. There was a little friction to start. That's as we were kind of building it out. But now we actually know the direction that we're building. We know our two types of users, which are trenchers and kind of news junkies and analysts, and it'll continue to build with developers and such. But I would recommend, go to Agent Hustle, agenthustle.ai, try it out, deposit a Sol, really experience it. And also as well, try some of the other DeFi AI projects. Like I'd recommend, Hanon, Banker's pretty good, Wayfinder, and Griffin.
Yeah.
I would say Griffin and Hanon are probably the more similar ones like us. But the reason why I say that, and you're probably like, why would you ever recommend competitors? It's just because this sector is going to be so large. It's going to consume a lot of things. And if you're not familiar with at least the early stages of how to use AI in crypto, you will fall behind pretty quickly. There's probably still a 6 month, maybe a year window before this is like integrated into everything. But Magic Eden announced they're building some sort of AI companion. You have Robinhood's building an AI companion. Coinbase is doing this, right? So there's all these teams already doing this. I would not be surprised a year from now if you have like Uniswap has one, OpenSea has one. Every major traditional or every major crypto protocol has their own companion, and then you have Agent Hustle, which is more of like a generalized platform. So you'll kind of see all of this interaction, and just become familiar with it is all I ask. And if you like Agent Hustle, purchase Tensorium, support the community, really participate in the agentic economy. And you can always shoot me a DM or just shoot the Agent Hustle account a DM or hop in our Telegram, and we're literally happy to answer any question 24/7.
Yo, the Telegram is so lit. And there's like, I'm telling you guys, it's not like the scroll never-ending nonsense of scrolls. It's like genuine, real information. And like these guys are talking to you all day. I don't even know when you think I don't sleep. I don't even know when the fuck Shannon sleeps. Like, if I'm being that honest. So yeah, man, Magic. Any last and Jake, thank you so much for obviously being here. We're gonna kick you out of here in a second so we can chat, because sometimes the audience gets a little shy to ask questions. So Magic, any last questions before we kick Jake out of here?
No, I don't think I have any questions. You did an amazing job explaining, so thank you for that.
Awesome.
I have some afterward thoughts with Dave just about this as a whole, AI and crypto.
Yeah, we get.
But yeah, no, this was
We
great.
get to talk a ton of shit about Agent Hustle.
Yeah, there you go, buddy. Yeah, you say this guy's just a side hustle. He'll never be the main hustle.
That's it. Amazing. Yeah. And if anybody has obviously any questions, feel free to hit Jake. They're super responsive. Jake, Adam, the whole crew, Chris. Like you guys see Chris in ATC every single day. Like this is what I mean, right? Like they're ingrained. They're here with us building this stuff and listening to us. So check out obviously Jake, the Emblem Vault account, and everybody else. But yeah, Jake, anything else? Any last bit that you want to throw out there for everybody, or are you good?
I just put my profile on the screen. You could go ahead and follow me or shoot me a DM. I'm happy to answer any questions anyone has, or really just hop into Telegram. Yeah, we're literally live 24/7, working as hard to spread the gospel of Agent Hustle, and as well as just kind of what this future of crypto is happening. Maybe we're a little too early. Maybe it's a little early. Maybe it's not. We have really no idea. But the best thing you could do is kind of just start today and participate in the agentic economy. Really appreciate both of you guys for having me. Also, Magic, is nice meeting you. Dave, always a great time to chat.
Same.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later.
You got it, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
See ya.
Jake is out of here. Okay, now
You really screwed up our pictures. I don't know what you did, but I do not like this.
Great side by side. It's not like side by. Like I feel like
we're tiny. We're like PFPs. Oh, now it's like that.
That's what I'm saying. There's no in between here. Okay.
Okay. Well, what do we prefer?
I like this. This is good. It's not too in your face, you know? Just figure out what's going on in the background. Max, the 58 alarm is the shit. The reminder even went off twice. So yeah.
You
to that.
snoozed it and didn't turn it off?
No, I snoozed it. Deal with it. I don't give a fuck. What did you think?
You're so annoying.
What did you think?
Amazing. So I was having thoughts as he was closing up there that it's I was going to ask you, when you first got into crypto, did you ever think we would be here right now? Like
Never.
AI powering crypto now?
You never. You could no way. If you were to ask, if you were to laid out a million scenarios, I would have never picked this. I have no idea. No fucking way. Like the advent of AI has been transformational for everybody. Like this is going to change society as at its core, let alone just crypto, right? And I think this can be a massive tool for people to take advantage. And the reason why you guys hear me so passionate about a lot of shit, right? It's like, because I'll get the haters in my inbox that'll just be like, stop shilling these fucking shit coins and da-da-da. And it's just like, you know what, haters, keep yelling from the fucking rooftops. Fuck you. Because at the end of the day, these are the types of plays that like you can make like real life-changing money on. A portfolio of these, 5 to 10 of these plays, right? And I'm not saying this is definitely one of them. I don't know. I have no idea. But from my experience and the way in which I evaluate like which tokens to put my money into, there's like generational wealth opportunities that come along. 2021, fucking NFTs. If you were lucky enough to mint a Bored Ape, a CryptoPunk, a this and that, whatever, right? Like you got in, you were smart enough to sell, which some of us are genuinely not. See episode 2, Crypto Magic Hour, fucking sell. Then you made buku bucks. People turned fucking $210 mint into 500,000, 300,000 of a Bored Ape. And I mean, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. This had a $3 million market cap. I put $800 into this. Okay. $800
while we were on stream.
What's that?
While we were on stream?
No. Tensorium. I've been invested in Tensorium for like probably like almost like a week and a half, 2 weeks, right? Like once I found out what they were doing, right? And I spoke to them and like I get to know the team. I understand what they're building. I really evaluate it, like there's a checklist for me. And immediately, like right when I was done with my checklist, I'm like, these guys check off the boxes. I put like 7 or 8 SOL into this, right? So it was almost like $1,000 at the time. That $1,000 is almost like $2,600 now. That's a week and a half, right? So,
wow.
and take this with a grain of salt, like, but this is just my take and the lessons I have learned going through the cycles of 2021, 2022, 2023, 24, and then up till now is what gets rewarded in this market is patience. Okay. If you believe, and I believe that AI is where things are going to go, right? There's risks associated with everything. Can somebody come out with like the same exact thing as these guys tomorrow? Probably. Yeah, they could, you know what I mean? But I don't know, right? I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. But when shit like this comes onto your radar, a $3 million market cap company, right? They all start somewhere, right? This was a pump fund launch. This started at 10 grand, is now at 3 million. It's hard to envision that 3 million can be 30 million or 300 million. I will say this. There is a token called Fart Coin. Fart fucking coin. That's almost $1 billion. It's at 780 million. So
why?
Exactly. I don't look to make sense of it. I just look to see, you know what? Let me just fucking invest in the shit that makes sense to me. And like these guys are light years ahead of where, in my opinion, a lot of other teams are. And so you have Scope. You heard him say, hey, Anon, Wayfinder. These are all $100 million plus market cap companies that are still cooking. So now 3 million to 100 million, that's a 30x. So if I put $1,000 into here, if that does, and that just gets to where Hey Anon is right now, that's $30,000. Imagine if it actually keeps going and they continue to build and they actually do something good and they really build like a useful product. That $1,000 can literally net me 100 grand at some point. And that's what I'm banking on it actually doing.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Feel better?
I do feel better. Yeah. I do. I support, you know what it is? I support the projects like that I'm invested in heavy. You know what I mean? So people are like, oh, why are you shilling it? I'm shilling it because I fucking own it. Like that's why. Like it's this circular whatever you want to call it, right? That's the cycle. If I put my money into it, why wouldn't I go out and tell people, hey, I own this. This is cool, and here's why I own it. If it makes sense to you, great. If it doesn't, next. That's it. Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah,
Magic.
I think what I like about
Yeah.
these tools is, I mean, half the reason that I didn't get into crypto when it was booming is I didn't understand it and it was very overwhelming. I'm like, you're telling me I could put my money here and click this button and it could disappear if I don't do it right.
Yeah.
That's terrifying for somebody that doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so what I like about it is it takes that fear factor out. I mean,
Yeah.
but there is the trust factor of the AI itself. I mean, a lot of people who either are new into crypto or don't mess with crypto, it's the trust factor, and they're likely not going to trust AI as well. So there is still, like, in my opinion, quite a hurdle there
So
for
what would you
acceptance.
recommend? So would you say, because like, and I agree with that statement 100%, like wholeheartedly. So do you think that maybe the use case for this from the average user, or maybe the newbie side, or maybe our audience listening, is like, go get familiar with it, right? Like, don't give it $1 million, right? Like,
Right.
like use the one SOL that you have to deposit to create the account, right? And you could always take that back at any given time. It's just to create the account so they avoid bots. But go get familiar with it. Start talking to it. Use it as a training tool. He literally showed us there's like tutorials, there's modules that you can genuinely go on there and use. Show me how to create this, right? Show me how to send that. How do I, like, if you're intimidated by it, like, I get it. It's intimidating in the beginning. All of it is, but you'll never ever know like how useful it can be, or how you'll be able to, or how it will respond to maybe you, or what the results that you'll get out of it are, unless you try. So you have to try. It's a must. So like their business is going to be fine either way, in my opinion, because I think I see the B2B component of what they do as just like the opportunity is tremendous. There's so many teams out there that are like, I want to lay this over what we currently have, or we don't have anything. I want to use this as that layer, right? This just is the value add for other like protocols, platforms, whatever. So I think they're going to cook regardless of how many quote new users come onto the platform. But like, this is one of the coolest things that I have seen. And I think you guys, I don't want to say trust, but I think you guys understand, like you trust my opinion in that I'm out here every day. And this is one of the cooler things and the more useful things that I've seen on the market currently for new people to actually go get involved. So yeah.
The other thing though, is I wonder at what point this is going to become more mainstream in terms of just them getting the word out there that this exists. Like, I
Yeah.
would not have known that it exists if not for you. I think maybe a lot of people listening today, this is probably the first time they ever heard of them.
Yeah.
And so it's like, how do they advertise? How do they get their name out there? And at some point, is it going to become like very familiar to the public in general, just how crypto is
Yeah.
getting talked about more and more every day on actual mainstream media?
Yeah.
Because that's a thing too, right? That's a hurdle. If you like, how do you sell yourselves? How do you get your word out there? Other than, I mean, what they're doing, but this is still like very microscopic in terms
Yes,
of
niche. You're right. Like, look, you could build the best fucking product in the world, but if nobody knows that product exists and nobody's using it, then it's all for naught. It's all for nothing. So this is where like I genuinely want to help teams like this, because yes, I am invested, but I invest for that reason, because I know that if I see and understand extremely clearly what it is that they're building, right? And I see the use case for it, and I'm like, okay, I have an audience that can really benefit from this. Why would I not? So I might not be getting paid directly from Tensorium, which actually might not be so bad when the tokenomics come out. Jake and Co. Get about fucking Crypto Magic out for a little nice little slice allocation. But it was all fair. It was all fair distribution, right? So it was a fair launch. So at the end of the day, it's like everybody can go out and own this, like if they want. There's not like wallet crazy distribution. But point is, I take this upon myself as someone that has a platform to say, you know what? I've known these builders. I know what they're doing. I see what they're building. My audience has a need for it as well. This just makes sense. Like, I'll be your mouthpiece for a little bit, you know? So I have zero problem with that. I don't do that for a lot of companies. I genuinely don't. Like, it's a handful, unless you either writing a really big check to come on and sponsor ATC Magic Hour and the like, right? And then we got to still learn about your platform, or like this is the best form of marketing, in my opinion. Having someone like me talk about your platform and us talk about your platform on here to our audience so they can go out and get educated. And I think we've built up enough trust with our audience to where it's like, don't go buy the token. Like, just go use the platform. I don't give a shit if you buy the token. Like, literally, that's going to do what it's going to do. But just go use the platform and start talking to it. It's fucking free. Yeah. It's like YouTube University. You know what I mean?
Are you okay?
No, I'm making fun of you for the yawn twice on screen. That's all. Yeah.
I'm tired.
Y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw that shit. Not once.
I was
Not once. Twice.
Mondays are hard for me. You know this. You're so mean. Why are you making fun of me? And I have to keep muting because my tummy is rumbling.
Yo, that was crazy. You were like, oh. I'm like, maybe she should mute while she yawns. I don't understand what's happening. Stall around.
It's not the conversation, I promise. I yawn a lot. Guys, I know. I felt bad. I'm like, he probably thinks I'm so bored, and I'm not.
Yo, that's what I was saying to myself. I was like, God damn, Magic. I was like, it's not that boring. Like, really? Like, we're trying to help you.
I'm not a morning person. You have to understand.
Guys, Crypto Magic Hour next week live, 7 hours later than now. So Magic can be awake. I was like, yo,
when you call me out like that, that's messed up.
You look at it, do it on the stream because the first time I heard it, I was like, is she gonna mute? Is she gonna mute the microphone or not? Oh my God. You cover your mouth like quick, you're like, I'm like, we still heard the like we literally heard it. Oh my God, never a dull moment.
You're so mean to me.
That was too good not to call out. I was like, oh, the fact that it happened twice. I was gonna let the first one slide, but the fact that like the second one happened, I was like, she's definitely tired.
I guess I'll say thank you for not doing it while he was still on
You're
stream.
welcome. Okay, number one, if I take the shit that I take for for being sick on stream and blowing my nose, you could take a little bit of heat for this shit. That's for sure.
Can we go now?
Oh, look at this. Oh, the army's coming in. My saviors. All right, Gio. Whatever.
Someone's got my back. Someone's got to.
What did we say we're planning for next week, by the way? Like, I can't remember already. What
we had, I was going to reach out to somebody. I have not gotten a response. So I don't know that one's going to happen. So we'll chat.
Okay. Good shit. What else? Guys, I want more feedback from you, right? Like, not so much like you don't have to do it in this chat, but if I, like me and Magic put up a poll, Magic Army Rise Up. This is the way I get everybody fired the fuck up. You see? This is what, you know what drives me nuts?
You leave me alone. You leave me alone.
You know what drives me crazy? Is like runny noses and yawns are the thing that bring the chat to life. Like, this is what drives me. Why? This drives me mad.
They're just soaking it all up. Like, they're just listening. They're being sponges.
Like, oh.
Stop it.
I apologize, guys.
All right. I'm leaving.
What? Why? No. Next week, we're not teasing anything. There's nothing to tease for next week. We haven't heard back yet, right?
Yet.
Yeah. So I guess what I was saying was, last point I'll put a pin in this is there a yawn emoji? Anybody use a yawn emoji? Feedback. I want feedback. Magic, like, let's start putting polls up, like, on our that was wild. Pause on that one. Let's put like polls up on our account. Okay. I want feedback from you guys, right? Like, what do you guys genuinely want to talk about? Like, what do you want to hear, like, on the crypto side? Because I think that's like super important. There's still 3,500 people that are tuned in. Thank you, biggest bro. Hey, listen, I got the fucking nose blowing emojis, the throw up emoji. Remember that day? That shit was wild. It was crazy. Richard is my feedback. Hey, Richard, I know that you're definitely sleeping because you asked a question about Jake. Like, wait a minute, were you on the rec report? First off, he left 10 minutes ago. Second of all, yes, he lost $200,000 in the fucking Zoom in a Zoom attack. Sons of bitches. Yeah, emoji, I'm with you. I mean, I'm not with you, emoji. I'm not with you, emoji. Stop putting in yawning emojis. I didn't ask for any more. I just asked if there one was in existence. Yeah.
You feel real good about yourself, don't you?
The time. Remember we used to do this? Oh my God, look at the time. You never used to make the watch out of like your bite marks? No?
What the fuck?
Are you serious?
You bit your own arm?
Yeah, to make a watch.
Why?
So you could have a watch. You never did that as a kid? See, this is the kind of polls that we need, guys. This is what I'm talking about.
You are
this
a
is like light mode.
special.
See what I'm saying? This is like light mode, dark mode shit. Like me and Magic were aligned on the whole light mode thing where it was like, well, I use light mode sometimes. But this, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, biggest bro. Maybe this is a West Coast. Y'all West Coasters are freaky as hell. I don't know.
You think more than one person did this?
I guarantee you more than one person did this. What do you mean? I guarantee it. Any emoji, chime in, bro. East Coasters, like, come on. Back me up on this.
I am judging so hard right now. That's crazy.
What kind of a childhood you had? Big see, I don't know where Big A's from. Big A, you probably West Coast. Look at your dog's like, who? What? We freaky, but you making teeth watches. Exactly, bro. It's definitely not an East Coast thing. Emoji, you gonna leave me out on the fucking ledge like this, bro?
Oh my God.
This is some bullshit. Anybody?
Dude, I've never heard anything like that in my life.
Landy!
That's the weirdest thing I've ever.
Fucking Landy, where are you, bro? New Orleans, dirty South. All right. Maybe not. Maybe it's just my elementary school.
You are a psychopath.
Does this explain a lot?
You
maybe?
wounded yourself.
I didn't wound myself. As a kid, it's like you did it for
self-harm.
Did you ever see a shit like when you look at that, it's like a watch face. Y'all were not creative.
I would never look at my arm and think, hey, let me bite it. Who does that? Who looks at their arm and says,
think about it now. You had a crush on a girl. It was like, hey, I don't have a watch today. And she's like, no.
Now you're biting other people?
No, not me. Other people will bite me to give me a watch. Sometimes I bite myself when I don't know what time it is. No, not true, emoji. Not true. As a kid, maybe.
That's the craziest thing. I think I've never let you live that one down. That's wild. That's way worse than the nose blowing.
Hold on, Safi. Yes, you did miss the guest. Thank you for showing up fashionably late. If anybody can do it, it's you. Second, Safi, do you know, like, if I was to like bite my hand like this, like, do you associate that in any way with like a watch from like your childhood? Please reply in the comments below. But y'all were giving each other bite watches. Exactly, biggest bro.
Man, I wish Max was here. Max would have a field day with you.
Bonger, back me up. Bonger, no, not for you. Safi, no. Landy,
you are alone in this world.
It's getting no masochism. You see this shit, bro? This is crazy. No king shame. It's not king shame. It's not king shame. I was an adolescent. I was tiny. I was a wee little lad.
This is what I was thinking too.
Check for quarters. Yo, it was tetanus, motherfucker. Okay, that's what we checked for back in the day.
Ew, why'd you do that?
Because I want people to see my face and understand that bite watches were a fucking thing. Okay,
it was not a thing. It was not a thing.
Watch. And you don't use that as a double entendre. Just watch. Cannibal? No, we didn't bite chunks of skin out. Bite watches are wild. As in, like, you're into it, Bonger? Like, did you do it? Or, like, it's crazy. I can't tell. With Bonger, you never know. If Bonger's saying it's wild, I mean, I have to take a moment. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, Rich. Mike Tyson over here, all right? We used to bite each other's wrists and shit. Listen.
Is your mom there?
How are y'all gonna leave me out on Lonely Island like this? This is fucked up. Yo, this is fucked up for everybody out here. All right.
I'm can't believe that you admitted this and you actually thought you were going to have a little army of support.
Listen, well, a wee little lad. Exactly. I did say that, bro. I did. I'm tiny. Magic, I do have some news though. I'm going to Puerto Rico Friday morning.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm excited. Nice little solo trip to go down there and look at some apartments because I think it's about time. I know the first piece of crypto magic. See, this is the kind of individual that I need in my camp. Thank you, biggest bro. Merchandise, exactly. Why did we not have a merch store up already? It's because Magic is too busy fucking futzing around with emoji, making all these anime fucking things. Nobody wants to hear about anime, bro. We want crypto. Fuck. Why am I
You
hating?
can share. Be nice.
I'm hating right now? Damn.
You are hating hard today.
Bro, I need a merch store, bro. I don't know shit about a merch store, and I ain't got no time. Damn it. Magic, we need a merch store. Do we need a new logo?
No.
I like the logo, but like I love that show. I'm shooting at everybody today. Fuck everybody. Everybody. Whatever. I woke up late today for my fucking Notcoin interview. I'm a little sour. But anyways, Puerto Rico, I'm going to look at places and
Nice.
I think it's about time. Yeah. New York, I love you, but yeah, it's about time that yeah, I got Toontown to Tokyo. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Toontown to Tokyo. Okay.
You can't say anything. Bite
I'm
watch
not saying
boy.
shit. I'm just asking, when does this air? When, like, advertise it at least. Like, at least tell people you got 30
Saturdays.
people listening. What?
Saturdays at noon PST.
Saturdays at noon Oh, and that's when you're on your game. So I get it. So noon PST, you're awake at that point. You had a few coffees. I get it. All right. I get it, emoji. I get it. Checkmate. All right, that's fine. Okay. Look at that number.
Well,
Look at that number.
I hope you have a great trip.
3,500.
You're pointing the wrong way.
I'm telling you, in my direction, it's the right way. So look at here, look over here. That's all you need to see. Sorry, what were you saying?
I said, I hope you have a good trip. So are you gonna like put a deposit down if you find something? Or are you like,
Yeah, I mean,
that?
yeah, I mean, it depends what kind of like lease term or whatever that I'm going to be able to find, but I'm going to look for at least like 6 months to a year because I want to give it that, you know. So yeah, depending on whatever like typical move-in date is, maybe I'll stay like an extra month, like, you know, chill with the parents, stay with my sister and the kids and whatever. And
You're crazy for that one. You're crazy for that one.
see, thank you very much, Uni. Appreciate you. Yeah, we'll see. You know, I have a couple of appointments set up down there. There's a massive crypto community down there, right? Like, because people go to, like, why am I going to Puerto Rico? It's very simple. Something called Act 60, where no crypto taxes. So at the end of the day, if crypto is your primary business and I'm getting paid like everything I get paid in is crypto, nothing is cash transfer. Yeah, everything, every dollar that I see is stable coin or tokens. So yeah.
This would have been the name earlier in the chat. You were like, what token should we launch?
See what I mean? Bite watch.
Bite watch. That's the one.
We could still do it. I mean, not right now, but like we could do it.
I'm not gonna buy that.
Why not? What if other people will? There's a lot of freaks out there. They just don't talk about it, you know. Now I'm not saying that I'm the freak, but like some people do that shit.
You pretty much outed yourself.
Whatever. Shout out to the BeFi Labs team. Dudu, what's good, man? The Bitcoin crew. Yalla Bitcoin. Shout out to the BeFi Labs boys. The digital nomad, maybe, Fro. Maybe I thought about that for a minute, but I don't really want to do digital nomad. I'm not too big on like, you know, I do have Bubba and I need Bubba to kind of like find you know, feel at home somewhere. So if it's the beach, which I hope he'll love the beach, which he kind of does. Yeah. And the sunshine. As long as it's not the snow, the sleet, the rain. Ugh. Enough. Okay, I'm done.
I'm playing you. The smallest violin.
Oh. Ooh.
Whitewash takes the cake. Sorry.
I'm ready to go.
All right.
Snap time.
We out?
We out.
All right. See you guys next week.
The
Peace.
crypto magic hour, feel the power, counting coins as we print every hour. VeVeMagic, Dave's on the scene, crypto dreams in a digital gleam. Oh yeah, the crypto magic hour.